Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you have had an amazing week, and I am so glad that you are joining me here today. Let's talk a little bit about electronics. Okay, what does that have to do with church? This is a little weird, isn't it? But just wait, I will get us there. First, I don't know if you have your own electronics, but I remember when I was a kid, I'd always play on my parents' phone. I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but I love to play Angry Birds. That was one of my favorite games ever. But whatever game you're playing now, I'm sure you have played on your parents' phone, or maybe you have your own iPad or own laptop or something of the sorts, but some sort of electronic. And usually electronics, when their battery starts to get low, a little icon will pop up warning you. Maybe it'll say, hey, you have 20% left, just so you know. And I don't know about you, but when these little icons pop up, usually I just hit dismiss and I forget about it. And then usually it goes to 10 and it's like, hey man, you have 10% left. And I'm like, you know what? I have 10% left. It can wait. And I just keep hitting dismiss and dismiss and dismiss until my phone's on 1% and I have to run and try to plug it in time. But sometimes it dies. And you know what? It takes longer to recharge when it dies, but you still can recharge it and bring it back, right? And you know what? We have to take time to recharge ourselves too. Think about if you run around the block over and over and over again. Each time you're going to get more and more tired, and eventually you're going to get to a point where you just can't run anymore. And you might have to drink some water. You might have to eat some food. You might have to sleep. You might just need some time to yourself. But whatever it is, you cannot keep going without taking time to recharge and time to restore yourself. And you know what? Our faith is the same exact way. We can use our faith time and time and time again. But as we keep using it, slowly, we can start to lose it if we don't take time to reconnect with God, if we don't take time to pray. Even Jesus had these times, and we hear about that in today's gospel lesson. Jesus would have to get away from people, even though it wasn't usually for very long because people would always go and find Jesus, but he'd go to gardens and he'd take time and sit by himself and he'd pray to God and he'd say, I'm scared or I'm confused, and God would help him. This would restore and recharge his faith and restore and recharge his relationship with God. And we have to do that too. And sometimes it's really hard to figure out when we need to do that because we aren't lucky enough to have like, hey, you have 20% of your faith left, or hey, you are getting low, you're only at 5%. We don't get that privilege. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't recharge ourselves often. Even if you're at 50%, it cannot hurt at all. Maybe you even are at 100% and are feeling fully and amazingly strong in your faith. But recharging and restoring yourself can do nothing but good things. You can take time and say, hey God, I am still here. I still believe in you, and I am still working to carry out your message. And this is the amazing thing about our faith. Because no matter how low we are, if we take that time to pray to God and recharge ourselves and trust in him again, we are going to start to recharge and we are going to start to grow. And it's absolutely amazing. And I know you might not do it a ton as a kid. I know I didn't a ton when I was younger. But now I certainly love the idea of taking time to myself and time with just me and God and recharging and restoring myself. So please pray with me. Here we go. Repeat after me. Dear God, please help me to restore and recharge my faith in you. Sometimes it's hard, but I will always believe in you. Amen. Thank you so much, boys and girls. I hope you have a splendid week, but make sure at least a little bit of that time is spent recharging your faith in God. Even if you just do a quick little prayer, he will hear you and it will help so much, I promise. Have an amazing week. Thanks for watching. Bye.